Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 15 Pro Max and see how this particular iPhone holds up in 2024. Now, the thing I will definitely tell you is that this is a very, very good iPhone. It's almost perfect in almost every single way, and there isn't really a big reason why I would go ahead and look at this iPhone and tell you to go ahead and remove it or, go away from it. Or if you're looking at the best iPhone, this and the iPhone 15 Pro are basically the best of the best, the top of the top iPhones that you can basically buy in this day and age. So we'll take a look at it throughout this whole entire video. If you want to go and pick up this iPhone or some other iPhones I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the front side of this particular iPhone is giving you a 6.7-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display. It's a 120Hz panel, and it's a very, very good looking display. I think it's probably one of the better displays Apple's ever made. It is a dynamic island display, so you're getting that little dynamic island at the very top. But overall, it's a solid device. I like the way this particular phone looks. And definitely without a doubt, when I'm looking at this particular phone, I'm a massive fan of it for sure. It's probably one of the best panels on any iPhone. The bezels are very thin. It's a very big phone, so that is something you're going to have to keep in mind. That if you're going through and getting a big phone, you're going to have to keep in mind that, this is one of the bigger iPhones you can ever buy. So if you're not comfortable holding these types of iPhones, then just kind of keep that in mind. But regardless, it's still a very, very good looking phone when it comes down to it. On the sides, you're getting complete flat sides all over the place. So nothing super crazy that we haven't already seen before, but it is a, pretty modern feeling iPhone. My only issue with this iPhone though is that the other iPhones from before, like the 14 Pros, they were giving you reflective sides. So that is something that was kind of better, I think, than this particular iPhone. But regardless, it's still a very, very good looking device when it comes down to it. On the bottom, you have a USB Type-C port, which is still great. I love having USB-C, and this particular iPhone is giving you that type of capability there too, which again is a very, very nice thing to have. And on the back side, you're getting this frosted glass back. Now this back, there's a lot of different stuff going on with it. So for one, you're basically getting this, it's a beautiful back. I love the way this particular phone looks. You're getting this triple camera setup in the top left corner with a LiDAR sensor. So that is something that is really cool going on for this particular iPhone too, because it just feels and looks so good. It's just one of the best looking iPhones you can ever buy. And you're getting wireless charging, IP certification, a lot of different things going on for this particular iPhone when it comes down to it. And I'm a massive fan when it comes down to it for sure. Maybe there are some things with this particular device that I'm like, it could be better here and there. But regardless, I look at this particular iPhone and I definitely do think on the exterior, it holds up very well. And I really do love that USB Type-C port, because you can basically just use this USB Type-C port for the most part, no matter really what you're going to do with it. And I do think it's a very, very nice thing going on for this particular device when it comes down to it from that side. So without a doubt, definitely gets a thumbs up for me, and I'm a massive, massive fan of the way this particular phone holds up from that particular perspective. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. Now from the price tag side, this particular iPhone is still being sold in the brand new market, so just kind of keep that in mind. But the thing I will definitely tell you about these particular devices is that you're still getting a very, very good performing, you're still getting these things for a fairly cheap price if you really need to. And that is something that is actually very nice with these particular devices, because you're not having to spend a crazy amount of money for these, phones. You can spend a little bit of money on these devices, and you can spend up to $11.99 on these particular iPhones, but you can also buy them in the used market for a little bit cheaper, which is another really nice thing going on for this particular device too. So from that perspective, that kind of covers it up there as well. Now from the camera side, this is another very, very big thing going on for this particular, iPhone. From my personal opinion, with these types of devices, you are getting such a great camera. It's probably one of the best cameras you can get inside of these particular devices. So for one, on this particular iPhone, you're getting the main 48 megapixel wide-angle lens, a 12 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, and then a 12 megapixel 120 degree ultra-wide camera. And you're also getting that 12 megapixel front-facing camera. Now, the thing you have to kind of remember with these particular devices is that when you are getting, an iPhone like this, you're getting a device that's going to be, pretty much killing it in the camera perspective. I've had a lot of different devices out there where I've, basically gone through and basically, compared this particular camera against a lot of other cameras out there. And that was something that was, that was something I really liked about my particular iPhone, was that I can just pull up that camera and it can give me a very solid experience when it came down to it. And this iPhone is giving you one of the best cameras you can basically buy. It's a solid iPhone. It's just such good from the performance perspective. And I really do think that is one of my favorite things going on for this particular iPhone when it comes down to it. So when I'm going through and I'm buying something like my, let's just say my, iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's giving you one of the best cameras you can buy. And I will tell you from a lot of different, perspectives and opinions that I've had with this particular iPhone, it gets a thumbs up for me because the performance is just so solid from the camera side. So from that perspective, that kind of covers it up there. Now, on the other side, from a completely different perspective, from the software side, this iPhone is going to be the longest lasting iPhone as of this point. So that is something that you have to keep in mind here for the most part. With an iPhone like this, you're going to be getting such a long supported iPhone. It's going to be here for like years and years and years. And that is something I love about this particular device, because you don't have to go and worry about this iPhone being unsupported anytime soon. And it's going to be supported for so many years from now, which is amazing. And that is something I love a lot about these particular iPhones. So if you're wanting an iPhone that's going to be supported for many years to come, this is basically going to be giving you that, which again is so amazing. So from the software side, definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Now, from the performance side, this particular iPhone is going to be giving you that Apple A17 Pro chip inside with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now, the thing I would definitely tell you from the performance side of this particular iPhone is that it is easily still one of the best performing iPhones you can basically buy. It is such a good device, and it's going to be giving you such a solid experience from the performance side. You can easily just go through and just, get an iPhone like this that's going to be giving you a solid experience. And that is actually something I like a lot about these particular iPhones, because you can easily just go through and, no matter what you're going to do with it, I've compared this iPhone and iPhones like this, like the 15 Pro, against the Samsung Galaxy S24s, the S24 Ultras, all the other phones you can kind of think in between the Pixel 8 Pro. And this iPhone is still very fast. I mean, this is one of the fastest phones you can still buy in this day and age. So that in and of itself is another really cool thing going on for this particular phone when it comes down to it from that perspective as well. And even the battery life, that's another very good size battery to have inside of this device as well. It's a massive size 4,441 milliamp hour battery, and that is basically one of the biggest size batteries you can essentially get in any side of on any phone in this day and age. So I do think that in and of itself is another very, very nice thing going on for this particular device when it comes down to it as well. And there's just so many things to like about this particular phone that when I look at it, I'm just like, why would you want any other device? Like, if you're going to go the iPhone route, why would you want to go and get any other device besides an iPhone 15 Pro Max if money's not an issue, and if you have an upgrade available or whatever the case is? This is one of the best iPhones you can buy. But at the same time, if you're in the market, it might make a little bit more sense if you want to swing down and grab something like an iPhone 14 Pro Max, or even a 13 Pro Max. If you're trying to save some money, or if you're trying to get the best bang for your dollar, there are other iPhones out there that you can basically buy that won't necessarily require you to go and spend a bunch of money like on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. You can buy an iPhone 14 Pro Max for hundreds and hundreds of dollars cheaper than a 15 Pro Max, and that might make a little bit more sense to buy. Same thing can be said about the 13 Pro Max. You can save a lot more money on that particular device too. So the choice is yours. You have a few different options, but those are just a few different ways and things kind of look at this particular iPhone when it comes down to it. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that helps me so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.